So imagine you have some of your favorite shows on your local computer and you want to play them to get some good immersion. You don't want to play the same show all the time, so you might think you just take all of the files and put them into one folder. It might look like this. Here I put all the files into one folder. In my case it's music files, it's just condensed audio files. In your case it could be videos as well. And now I'll just select all of them and start them with my favorite media player. So now they're all in your media player in the playlist. You turn on the shuffle to play different shows after every episode. But this might be too chaotic for you, at least it was for me. You might want to have some sort of continuity, like just having the show picked at random and then pick the episode where you left off at. And to fix this issue I wrote this little Python program, but let me just explain the functionality first. So in the config you tell your program which shows you want to watch. In my case it's Death Note, Dr. Stone, JoJo Part 5 and Samurai Champloo. I also tell the program which episodes I want to watch. So for example for Death Note I only want to watch the second half, although I have all the files on my computer, and for Samurai Champloo I don't want to watch the last few episodes. Whenever I start the program it will pick one of the shows at random and play the next episode. When that episode's done, it will save it in the config file. So next time when the show is picked, the next episode will be played. The program has a lot more functionalities than that. There are a lot of commands to customize your playback while the program is running, and a lot of options to customize it further. See below for a link to a video where I'm talking about all the commands and options available. There are a few more core functionalities as well, like you can put an opening and an ending to every show, which will be played before and after every episode. And there's also a highly customizable but easy to set up commercial functionality to play commercials between every episode to simulate real TV a bit more and get more varied immersion. You can set probabilities for every episode. You can set a timer for the program to automatically turn off once the timer is done. You can suspend the program, which will save where you left off at the episode and will just resume playback exactly where you were next time you start the program. You can adjust volume and speed. And a lot more. It just runs on Windows with this little program, and a config file is just a text file that's very easy to read for humans. So with your config file set up and being in the same folder as your program, just double click on the program and it will open a console. Let me just enter pause here. All commands are just typed in and then you press enter. And let's just have a quick look. I know it's a console, but I tried to make it very user-friendly, so let's just look at it. First it just tells us that it's playing episode 2 of Samurai Champloo, which episodes it will play at all, and where the file is located on my system. Because it just started the program, this hint is also here, that we can just enter help, press enter to see a few of the commands here. Because I paused, it told me that it paused and tells me where it is right now. So there are a lot of useful commands, but for the commands and options, just click on the link below for the extra video about that. We'll just see how it works for now. So when I keep it running, you see it's 11 minutes long. Let's just skip to the end with the jump command and see if it really works. So 2 more seconds for it to finish, and now it's playing the next episode. Let me just press pause again, and what it does here is it finished the episode, updated it in config, and tells me next time it's playing episode 3. And now it's playing the next show, which is episode 1 of JoJo Part 5. I can also just skip what I'm playing right now and jump to the next one. This time it's Dr. Stone. Let me skip it again. It's again JoJo Part 5. Skip again JoJo Part 5. It's just random, you know. Dr. Stone. And this time we got Samurai Champloo, and as you can see, it's actually episode 3. Remember last time we played episode 2 and we finished it, which means like we watched it till the end. So it updated it in the config file, which it says here, updated in config, next episode will be 3, and next time we play it, it actually does play episode 3. For all the others, it kept playing the same episode. As you can see, episode 1 of JoJo Part 5, episode 1 again, episode 1 again. It's because it wasn't finished. So this is very useful. You can just skip along, stay at the same episode without skipping anything for real, just for the moment. And there's a lot more, as I told you, but check the other video out for that, like how to set up the config, how to add opening, ending, and commercials, and more. I hope you have fun with it. It's an open source project, so the code is open for everyone. You can use it for free. If you type help in capital case. You can also see my email if you want to mail me anything. I might not be seeing comments under this video all the time, or you can just visit the GitLab to see the code and everything else. You can also see all the commands here. So if you want to set it up yourself and have fun, use the options help command to see all the options, and just type in config help to see a very long text. I hope it's not too scary for you. You just go all the way up again and start from here. It's a few examples how your config file can be set up, and also explanations about how all of this works here in green. So have fun with that. So let's take a quick look at the config and how it works. As in a lot of programming languages, you can use the hashtag to make everything after the hashtag ignored. So in this case, these two lines are completely ignored, as are these empty lines. I just put them in to get a bit more structure. What's important is if you want to play a show, you just have to have a show line, is what I call it in the program, and a path line. So first you just give it a name. It can be any name, and you separate everything with semicolons. Then after a semicolon and as much white space as you want, you just enter the first episode that's to be played. Like in Death Note, I don't want to play the first 12 episodes. Then the last episode that is to be played, and the one that we're currently at. So for Dr. Stone, we'll play episode 1. For Samurai Champloo, we'll play episode 3 next time it's picked. Next we need the path line. Make sure to take the exact same name as from the show line, enter it in any line, it can be anywhere. Enter the name, an equal sign, and then the exact path to the show. Let me just change this for a moment. This is the full path to the file from Dr. Stone episode 1. How do you get that? This is just the path to the folder. Then I'll just have the file name, but instead of the number, I'll just delete it and put a semicolon in. You can also have white space here as much as you want. The semicolon just separates the part before the number and the part after the number. So this can also be a video file if it actually is a video file on your local system. And that's all you need. With this setup, it will play Dr. Stone. There's also another setup you can use. For the path line, you can just enter the folder like this. If you do it like this, it will not care what the files are named in this folder, in this exact folder. In my case, they're all named like this, Dr. Stone, some number, and then this. But if you have a folder with a bunch of files that have differing names, or even if you're just too lazy to type the whole name, you can do it like this. Just be aware that then it will play all the files from the folder. So let's just check that this really works. I'll just start up the program again, and when Dr. Stone is picked, I'll just enter play Stone. It actually plays episode 1 of Dr. Stone. As you saw in the video, for Windows I managed to package the script using PyInstaller. I didn't manage to do it for Linux or Ubuntu. If you know how to do it, let me know. So long, if you have Linux, just download the script, and you'll need Python 3.6 at least. And then you can just move to the folder where you have the script, type in Python 3 and then the script name, and then press enter. For this to work, you also need Python VLC, the package for Python. Just use pip, like pip3 install Python VLC. This should work. If it doesn't, just look up how to install packages in Python. It depends on your system and on your Python installation. And to also get the length of the commercials, you should need FFmpeg, but it's not too important, so you can leave that out.